Welcome back to the deep dive. You gave us the source material, and we're here to give you that ultimate shortcut.
That's right.
Today, it's all about Taurus for October 2025. We're digging into those predictions, forecasts, all of it.
Yep, we've gone through the astrological charts, the predictive notes, behavioral stuff, and basically boiled it down. The mission today, pinpoint the overall vibe, flag any, big warnings, especially financial ones, and map out where the growth opportunities lie. So you're ready.
Exactly. This isn't just like reading a horoscope off a page. It's about understanding the climate you'll be operating in next month, what's expected of you.
Finding those key insights you can actually use.
Right. Those aha moments that help you make better choices. Okay, let's unpack this.
So the big picture for Taurus in October, according to these sources, it's this feeling of steadiness, but with some hidden tests baked in.
Steady but tested.
Yeah, the ground feels solid underfoot, but there are these subtle challenges woven into, say, your daily work.
Hidden tests. That's intriguing. It doesn't scream crisis, more like a quiet evaluation. What kind of test are we talking about?
Mostly professional.
Yes.
Your capabilities, how you manage things, the sources are super clear. Expect new opportunities or, significantly more responsibility landing on your plate. This isn't a month to just cruise. It's about showing you can handle more weight.
So if you've got a project that's been sitting there, stalled,
now's the time.
The sources literally say, get moving.
Yeah, definitely a nudge there.
But here's something interesting I saw, a potential conflict. The sources also say the absolute must-have skill, the superpower for October, is flexibility. How does that mesh with being reliable and steady, which is usually key?
That's the core tension for the month, professionally speaking. You need flexibility in how you approach things, but total consistency in your output, rock solid. The material really hammers this home. Bosses and coworkers are noticing your reliability.
Right.
So if you're too rigid, you can't adapt to the new stuff coming your way. But if you're too flexible all over the place, you lose that consistency they're watching for.
So the hidden test isn't just can you do the work, but how you handle the pressure of more volume while keeping that calm, dependable Taurus vibe.
Exactly. That's it. The better you navigate that, the more credibility you build.
It's like proving your maturity under fire.
Precisely. That consistency now, it's laying the groundwork for bigger things later. But yeah, managing that adaptability and the high standards, that's going to take focus and energy.
Which naturally leads us to resources.
Yeah.
If work is ramping up, what about money? The sources seem, a bit contradictory here.
Financially, the outlook is generally stable. Pretty positive, actually.
Okay.
Sources suggest income is secure, maybe even a hint of a little bonus or extra cash flow.
Sounds good, Rowan.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
But that feeling lasts about 5 seconds when you read the material.
Right after the good news comes this really critical warning. Yeah, it's explicit. Watch out for surprise expenses.
Yeah.
And they could pop up when you least expect it.
It paints a weird picture, doesn't it? You might get that bonus, only to find, oops, the car needs a major repair Tuesday, or something breaks down at home.
So here's where it gets really interesting for you listening. The key takeaway isn't just save money. It's more like build a financial buffer zone. Almost expect the unexpected cost.
Treat it as practically inevitable, not just a possibility. That's the vibe.
Right.
The sources are essentially saying, don't look at that potential extra cash as fun money. Think of it as padding for something unforeseen.
Budget for the unpredictable.
Yeah. It's another subtle test, this time of financial maturity. Can you hold back a bit, even when things look momentarily rosy?
It requires discipline, which, Taurus can usually manage, but it definitely takes the shine off that little bonus.
Well, yeah. But if you connect this discipline back to the consistency needed at work.
Okay, I see the theme.
It's all about proving reliability. Reliable at work, reliable with money, and, as we'll see, reliable in relationships too.
And speaking of reliability, managing work, money, stress. That always impacts your personal life, doesn't it?
Always.
Love and relationships are specifically highlighted this month. So not just coasting along.
No, definitely an area of focus. For single Tauruses, there's a real possibility of a new connection.
Oh.
And interestingly, the sources describe this potential person as grounded but exciting at the same time.
Grounded but exciting. That sounds like the Taurus internal state for October. Seeking stability but needing to handle change.
Exactly. It suggests meeting someone who kind of mirrors that phase of controlled evolution you're in.
Makes sense. What about couples?
For couples, the forecast is friction. but mild friction. The sources stress nothing major.
Okay, so not a crisis, just annoyances.
Yeah, small tensions might bubble up, and it seems directly linked to what we discussed first, the increased work demands.
Right, the spillover effect.
The solution offered is pretty straightforward. You need to consciously balance your time between work and your partner. That should smooth things out.
It's interesting. Sometimes you might assume relationship friction needs, like deep talks or therapy. But the sources here suggest it might be more about logistics, about time management.
I think that's right. If you're pouring all your energy and that new superpower of flexibility into work, you might come home depleted, maybe even rigid because you're just spent and your partner feels the lack of presence or time.
So it's perceived neglect driven by overcommitment elsewhere.
Feels like it. The fix isn't necessarily complicated emotional work, it's scheduling quality time and sticking to it. Applying that same consistency you're showing at work, but at home.
Transferring that professional reliability to your personal life, that's a really strong connection.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can't maintain that balance, work, love, consistency, flexibility without fuel, energy. How's the health forecast looking?
Pretty good, actually. The sources say energy is good overall, which is great news given the demands.
That's a relief. A good baseline is essential.
It is, but there's a specific warning here, too. You might feel drained if you overwork, and it pinpoints mid-month as a risk zone.
Mid-month specifically. Why then? Astrology or human nature?
Seems more behavioral. Mid-month is often when the initial buzz from new projects or responsibilities wears off.
Ah, the novelty fades.
Right, and the reality of sustaining that high level of consistency hits. The exciting challenge starts to feel like a bit of a grind.
And that's when the Taurus tendency to just push through could lead to burnout.
Exactly, that's the danger zone.
So the sources don't just flag the risk, they give concrete steps to avoid it. They get quite prescriptive.
They really do. It's the classic advice, but framed as non-negotiable. Eat clean, get enough rest, and schedule downtime. Actually put it in your calendar.
Schedule downtime. Interesting.
Yeah, the key is that rest isn't seen as a reward you get if you finish everything. It's an investment you make so that you can keep going.
Like preventative maintenance for yourself.
Totally. And they wrap that section up saying something like, your body will thank you for scheduling that break. It reinforces that structure needs to apply to rest too, not just work.
Mandatory downtime. Treat it like a deadline.
Yes, treat it with that level of seriousness.
Okay, so pulling it all together, the main directives seem pretty clear. Stay steady, manage your money carefully, don't let work drain you completely. It's all about managed stability.
It is, and yet, after all this talk about structure, consistency, reliability, there's this one last bit of advice that feels different, almost like it throws a little chaos into the mix.
Oh, what's that?
The sources suggest that being open to new people or experiences could bring really positive shifts this month.
Huh. That is the fascinating twist, isn't it? Spend the whole month building structure, and then the final advice is embrace the new and unknown.
But maybe it's not a contradiction if you think about the bigger picture. Maybe the point of all that structure, the work consistency, the financial safety net, the scheduled rest, is to create a really secure base.
Okay, a stable platform.
Stable platform from which you can afford to take a small risk, to let something new in, without feeling like your whole world will fall apart.
So it's strategic openness. You build the wall strong so you can safely open the gate a little.
Something like that. You maintain the steady foundation precisely so you can handle a little external novelty, a catalyst maybe.
And that catalyst, whether it's the new postings for singles or maybe just trying a new hobby that forces you to take that downtime, that's what turns steady into actual upward progress.
It could be. It's how you avoid stagnation while still maintaining that core reliability everyone's counting on. You need the consistency for trust, but the flexibility and openness for growth. It's like controlled change.
Wow. That dual need, rock solid reliability, paired with this required flexibility and openness that really defines October 2025 for Taurus, doesn't it?
It seems to be the central challenge, yeah. Demanding, but potentially really rewarding if you get the balance right.
It requires a very intentional strategy, mixing the familiar with the, well, slightly unfamiliar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that leads us perfectly into the final provocative thought for you to chew on. Building directly on this tension. Given the huge emphasis on consistency for your career, for your security, how can you strategically inject that necessary flexibility and openness, that potential positive shift from something new into your routine without messing up the reliability you've worked so hard to establish?
Yeah, how do you welcome the unexpected without destabilizing things?
What specific, maybe small scheduled step could you take this month to invite in a positive surprise without tearing down the structure?
Thinking about that, that small step, it could genuinely be the difference between just getting through October and actually mastering it.
Food for thought. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into your source material.
Always interesting.
We'll be back soon to dive into the next stack. Stay well.